Hello, flight sim fanatics and fans and people that are just generally interested in aviation. I'm going to make another video. Been 2-3 weeks. I've been flying the H-145 in virtual reality quite a bit. Seem to have got a lot of views on those. Got some problems with it right now since they've updated it. It's got a stutter to it. I can't get it solved yet, so we decided to get in some aircraft that are center stick controlled. On my setup here, I slide my Brunner yoke forward out of the way and then pop up my Puma helicopter controls, but they work great for jets and stuff like that. So I was looking at this Just Flight Hawk T1 trainer, and really like the looks of it. It's really a good looking little airplane. I'm sorry I haven't learned to or got serious about getting the drone camera working, but anyway, this thing's really sharp, man. Got a great cockpit and all that, and I've been messing around with trying to get some flight time in with sticks, so I don't have to keep swapping back and forth. So anyway, we got a little bit of weaponry load out for weight, and we're going to take her around for a little spin, get familiar with it some. I've been doing some reading up on it and how to fly it properly and all that. I'm by no means an expert, but just having some fun with it. So warning to all you people that don't like VR, this is going to be recorded in VR. That's all I fly in. I spent 25 some years and been through track IR and all that stuff, and I only fly in virtual reality. So if you're not a VR guy, now's the time to go ahead and shut the video down. I know some of you don't like it, and I apologize, but this is for virtual reality folks, and anyway, it is what it is. So let's go ahead and jump in this cockpit and get her fired up. We're going to do it the easy way. I've not learned the startup procedure, but we can just come down here and go ready for takeoff.
Ready for takeoff selected.
I'm going to close this and lock us in. And I'm going to go ahead and open that up until we taxi out. So the engines are kind of loud on this thing. They're actually quite so loud you can't even hear the default ATC speak. So I've gone into headphone mode, which just about perfect. So let's get us some ATC up here. They're going to start complaining at us. They're right about there. But like I said, this is virtual reality. That's all I do. I make these videos for myself, really, as I travel for a living, and I go out, and I'd like to be able to watch these videos and relive moments and enjoy all this wonderfully crafted aircraft that these developers come out with. It's really getting great. This cockpit is really nice. I don't need no pushback, pal. I'm going to stop you right now. We're not pushing back. I got this new pushback deal here, and haven't had any time with it at all. There, you can go on and take a break. Thank you for your service, right? Let's just get a straight out departure here.
Riverside ground, Top Tango 1 with Quebec request taxi for takeoff straight out departure.
Top Tango 1 taxi to and hold short of runway 1 left using taxiway Bravo Alpha. Contact tower on 120.3 when ready.
We'll get us some lights on this thing. Anyway, there's a back seat. And there's some special stuff. 2 switches, I believe, back there you got to activate in a cold and dark situation. That must be done from back there, I guess. That's about all I know about it so far. Let me get our map set. So I went in and had to do some sensitivity adjustments for the pitch, and got her flying about the best as I can. Turn that off. So once again, I apologize to you guys that don't like video in VR, but that's what I do. So anyway, we're gonna go have a little fun, and not really a tutorial of any type. We're just up to have some fun in VR. I spent my time with the Track IR and longed and longed and longed for a couple of decades for VR to get where it's at today. And matter of fact, I gave up flight simulation for about 12, 13 years, maybe even 15, because Track IR and E-dimensional glasses and CRT monitors just weren't doing it. And the ultimate goal was to build a real 2-seat simulator. But then VR started catching up to the technology, and the resolutions got where it was actually quite nice. So anyway, we got it where we like it, and that's where we're staying. So once again, if you don't like VR, time to turn me off. Well, for those of you that do, let's have a little fun. So I found a setting in my OBS software that lets me record at a little bit different rate. Oh, already terminated. Wasn't paying attention to it. So anyway, hopefully it will take out some of the little judders involved with recording in VR. So if you notice a difference, you might chime in and let me know. But I am really liking this little trainer. It's pretty nice. Alright, so we got flap set to stage 1, low, I guess. I don't know, low, medium, high. It's got up, medium, and down. So after watching some training on this particular aircraft, the object is to run the engines up full, then release toe brakes, start to roll about 90 knots, pitch the nose up, somewhere around 120 she goes airborne. Gear go up and flaps before 200 knots, and then accelerate to 300. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot of fuel, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. So we're going to be into the wind. I think I'm about through with my sensitivity settings on these controls. I keep trying to perfect it and tweak it in. And let me show you something I've kind of figured out how to do with control setups. So I'm getting so many aircraft, and like I said, I've got a real nice setup for the Airbus H145. So when I jump into another airplane, I've got the 145 profile set for the Bravo, which I'll show you real quick, is nothing. It's blank. That way I can just roll through the top and set everything to the 145, and there's nothing going to interfere. If we move on over to my Bruner yoke, you know, it works off software all by itself, so I don't have to worry about nothing there. So over here, I've been flying the Corsair, so I just picked that up, and boy, I've got a lot of learning to do on it. So we're going to flip this over to the Hawk. And let's see if I come back over here. I don't have everything set. These are blank, so I know that there's nothing going to happen in there. And then over here on my Hodis for the throttle is all good. So anyway, what I think works easiest for me is if you know, I come through and name this like Hawk T1, and then come over to Bravo, name that Hawk T1. Of course, there's nothing assigned in there, but then I don't get confused and accident. You know, if I'm in a hurry, you know, and I just come up here and flip all the profiles over to the Hawk T1. So then, at any point in time, I can cycle through and bring up the H145. Now, I got sensitivity settings different in this one than I do in the Hawk T1. So that's the only way I figured out to keep the profiles and sensitivities separate and then ready to go. So anyway, enough of that. That's just something I figured out. But you probably already knew that, but I didn't. So, alright, we're just going to ignore ATC. Alright, so we got flaps set. And we're going to run our engines up, standing on the brakes. And it seems like forever. Let's get spooled up to full. So we hit up there about the 600 on the TGT. There we go. And we release. And keep her centered. I need a little more null zone right there. Well, there's 90. Ease back on the stick. And then she goes airborne about 120. Almost like clockwork. Gear up. And flaps up. Accelerating to 300. We'll do this time. We'll
Tulsa approach. Hawk Tango 1 is type British Aerospace. Hawk 1
fly over here, catch the Creek Turnpike, fly it around Tulsa.
Hawk Tango 1 Tulsa approach. Squawk 0636.
Right, easing back on that throttle a little bit now.
Squawk 0636 Hawk Tango 1.
Hawk Tango 1 radar contact 2 miles northeast of Riverside, 2,600 feet. Cleared through the Charlie.
And when I'm recording, it seems to be a little bit smoother. OBS software on.
Generic 7 Juliet Charlie, you are 600 feet above your
If
assigned
you
altitude.
see a difference, might chime in, let me know.
600 feet, altimeter 29er, decimal 89er.
There's
Descend and maintain 2,600 feet. Generic 7 Juliet Charlie.
Turnpike. Well, move it quick. Whew. So there is the intersection of the Creek Turnpike and 169. Still see a little bit of jitteriness there. Of course, I didn't reboot when I moved my head.
Hawk Tango 1, you're leaving my airspace radar service terminated squawk 1200. Frequency change approved.
Well, we dumped the fuel quick. We're back off that power.
1200. Frequency change approved. Hawk Tango 1.
Generic 7 Juliet Charlie, please expedite your descent 2,600 feet.
We're just going to ignore ATC.
Squawk 0021 Hawk Tango 1.
There's 169 right there.
Hawk Tango 1.
Downtown Tulsa. Or Roberts University there where that tower is. It's Tulsa International. I'll get trimmed out. And if you look at my pitch right there, indicator, you see I'm not doing too bad. I'll find balance here in a second. And that's hands-free, and then just a little bit of pressure for adjustments. I've got a little bit of a null zone in there, and I've got the sensitivity, or its reaction, I forget the setting, but I got it jacked all the way to 0. These Pumas are ultra sensitive. So it seems to have smoothed out a little better. Looks like we're a little bit overcast today. Turn left over Tulsa here, follow 244 into downtown. We're not going to do anything crazy. I really had to do some pretty major adjustments to get this thing to behave. As we all know, each system's different, each set of controls is different. Everybody's got to struggle through it. My friend Captain Ed, who's a real world pilot, a retired commercial pilot, struggles with the setups of the controls. And he's probably been into the simulator for a little over a year now, maybe a year and a half. And we team up quite a bit, and what we do, we got identical systems, both like VR. He was one of those that we got 49-inch monitors, and he got into that 2D world, and he said he wasn't never going to give it up. I said, well, just hold on till we get your HP G2. And he tried it a few times. He came over, tried my index, and, he said he didn't like it. So he was sticking with the 2D stuff. And tried to get him going on track R. He just struggled and struggled. So then got the G2 and got him set up and working and tweaked in, and drivers all set up. And every time I talk to him now, he's in VR flying. So it's addictive. And I can understand it's not for everybody. A lot of people do get motion sickness. And one of them things, as a matter of fact, I was playing a first-person shooter game there at one point, and I got sick playing it, but I don't get that way in the simulator at all. And it was probably because I've been doing it for so long. But I remember the day, I had track IR, I had E-dimensional glasses, and like a 19-inch CRT monitor, and it was the cat's meow back then. And then I always wished, wow, things would go digital, and they eventually did. But I parked the simulator and got rid of everything and got out of it for 15 some years, and then saw that virtual reality technology was getting where it needed to be. So I jumped on the Valve Index, bought a real beefy system from X-Force PC. Haven't looked back. Ultimately, I wanted to build a multi-monitor system, with a 2-seat cockpit simulator deal, and then these headsets came out, which kind of, in my mind, if you build a homemade home style setup, that you're stuck with it. One setup flies all, and this one you're actually in all the different aircraft that are available. So that's my thinking on it. But I've had a couple of negative comments on some videos, and that's okay. Everybody has their opinion. I run across videos I don't like, I just move on. And I make sure I do compliment the ones I do like and give them thumbs up and all that. And it's all about learning, making the simulator experience better for everybody that's involved that wants to learn, and that I'm not going to get into that, VR Trek IR battle. It's to each his own, in my opinion. We're not doing too awful bad in the banking department here. We don't have a whole lot of fuel.
1200. Frequency change approved Hog Tango 1. Tulsa approach Hog Tango 1 is type British Aerospace Hawk 4 miles northwest of 03 Oscar Kilo 3900.
So we'll go put her on the ground. I'll process the video and get her up online. And
Squawk 157 Hog Tango 1. Roger.
I hope that the stuttering issues with the 145 get sorted out. It was flying wonderfully. I mean, it was doing just fine. And then the update came along. I'm not sure what changed, and I'm not saying one thing or another what got it started, but it's still flyable. But once you get into some decent smooth, I hear DirectX 12s on the horizon here pretty soon, so hopefully maybe something will help out in that department there. We'll see. Alright, so what we want to do here is come in at the airport, and we'll get on down. We want to get to 200 knots or slower. If you've got speed brake deployed and you drop gear, it automatically closes up, because it drops from the bottom of the rear of the aircraft, and you'll smack it on the ground. So the trick is to slow down to 200. And I learned this from other guys flying it. That's how I do things. I watch others' videos and learn. Alright, there's our 200. We'll come off the air brakes, drop gear. Get that flap. And keep it around 170-ish. So what I've learned is, for every kilogram of fuel plus 100 is your speed, landing speed. So we're at about 130. Another thing I like about virtual reality, it is free head motion. Movement like in the real world. Cannot beat it. Get that last flap down. Now, I did not know this, but this little wire looking thing above my head on the canopy is an explosive charge that when you go to eject, it blows right before the ejector seat goes off, and I did not know that. Line that nose right for the end of the runway.
Tulsa approach Hawk Tango 1. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Back to idle.
Cleared through Charlie airspace Hawk Tango 1.
There, and then toe brakes, baby. And they say the toe brakes work actually better than the aerodynamic braking, so that's so cool. Alright, got her flaps up. She handles real nice on the ground. I love the instrumentation. This cockpit's so nice. So what, like I say, I wanted to pick up some center stick aircraft. That way, you know, when I'm in helicopter mode and stuff, I can jump into one of these and fly without having to swap my setup over, which is not that hard, but don't want to have to do it all the time. And also I've gone in and flown some of the default stick aircraft that are center stick. I don't like side stick stuff. And you know, it's a pretty nice aircraft. That little Zlin Cub, that's something else now. Okay, so we're on taxi. We can crank his puppy up, and I can make a fuel adjustment here. I think what I'll do, get the video going here, I will jump to the back seat and do another quick turnaround. Beautiful plane. Man, I love that thing. So let's go fuel page. Oh, wrong one. I want that one. There we go. This thing, man, it goes through the fuel quick. So while I'm sitting here, I'll go ahead and slide to the back. I don't have any viewpoints set up. I don't do that. Nice. Alright. No, I've not flown from back here. I belong in the front seat. I'm a trainee. Yeah, looks about right. Need to do a little bit of work on those rudders. Alright, there's my Corsair. Nice. It's waiting for me to get done with this and go fly it, right? I tell you what, now, that thing to move around on the ground, oh, that's like a semi-truck without power steering. It's tough. I'm going to have to go do some reading. I like a good old warbird every now and then. We get them flying out of this airport in Tulsa, Jenks area. Every now and then we'll see some of them, the trainers. They've brought some World War II bombers in here before, and I went out and got to go through them. So I can appreciate getting a warbird out time to time and circling around on the holidays like they do. I'm not much of a combat sim guy. I do have DCS, and I do have that F-18 Hornet and the FA-18 Hornet. and the super carrier. But then, you know, the world is just so much different in here than DCS. I just know what it is, you know. I just like navigation flying more than I do combat style flying. And, you know, you get out here in the world and kind of know where you're at and what's going on better than the maps that they have. You know, now if they had DCS stuff going on in this world here, I'd probably be into it, but is what it is. And I'm not. I thought it was a fun aircraft to start up and fly around, you know, and learn to fly that thing. Make sure I get that light. Yeah, there's one back here. Okay, cool. I don't see the button moving back here, but the flap is indicated proper position. Get our trim set. Power up. This is going to be different. So I can't wait till your controls gets a profile for this, so me and the captain can take this bad boy up together. Likes to wander a little bit. And there's our 90. And I watched some real RAF pilots flying this thing, and it moves around on them too. Alright, gear up. It was interesting watching some of those videos.
One is type British Aerospace, Hawk 1 miles north of Riverside, 900 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie Airspace. Squawk 2377 Hawk Tango 1.
Then you can pull some G's and
Cleared through the Charlie Airspace, Hawk Tango 1.
get enough, you'll hear the pilot. Man, that's gorgeous wings. I really should take this cross country and do a navigation flight somewhere. Test her out. The autopilot's on the EFB. I guess you have to be front seat for that. Doing all right up there, pal? All right, a little bit of air brakes. Go up that gear, get that flap. They usually do that downwind. I think they said at 300 knot, and then they do a braking turn. I'm a little far out for it, but I tried one there last night and did fairly good with it. It's not the kind of flying I'm used to doing. I'll train, right? This is a trainer. That's what we'll do. So now we're showing 900 kilos, so we want about, oh, that's awful fast, but well, add that last flap, keep her above 150. A little heavy probably for the landing, try to ease her down. Outstanding aircraft, good job. Good job on this one. Nice. It's so much fun. So I heard there's like a T-45 Goshawk. I don't know how they say that technically, but I heard it's just as nice. It's more of a digital type cockpit. I've looked at it. I kind of like these old analogs here. This old school trainer here, buddy. Let's see, where do we reach? Somewhere over there. Gotta be a way to open it up from up here. Oh, what is that? Ah. Wow. Ah. I don't know what that's all about. Okay, I gotta figure out how to open up the hatch here. It can be done from back here. I know you gotta hit that lever down there. Reach it with the mouse. Oh well. We'll go park and I'll figure it out. Oh, there we go. Nice. Let's park it by that Corsair there. That's what I'll be flying next. Probably not going to make any recordings of that yet till I can learn how to taxi it out where it's sitting. That's aircraft right there. Alright, guys, gals, I hope you all enjoyed that. A little ride along. Not even a parking brake back here, is there? No. So I don't know, but I think I heard something about an ejector seat. So while we are this close to the ground, I'm gonna experiment here. Nope. Guess not. Oh, well, I'm reading the mail. I don't think it works. I thought I'd read something about it. I know the DCS FA-18 Hornet, or it'll kick you out of there. Well, I will end the video here, and I hope you enjoyed that. Appreciate your watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye.